I have our two pieces on their edge now. I've got an 8mm pin in there to keep them lined. Now we're going to find the edge now again, just like we did before. Sure we repeat. Repeated, so. And we come over 50 thousandths. I'm sorry. I just thought out loud. It's 200 thousandths wide, so we need to come over 100 thousandths. Zero out, and then come in our 750 thousandths for the halfway. But you know what? I think I only moved in 50 thousandths on that other one when I drilled the holes. I'd love to have that center. It's not a big deal if it's all 50 thousandths in that. So what I'm going to do is line up on that pin there. Instead of off that end, because I believe I shorted myself there. The distance between the holes will be fine. That radius may turn out to be just a little smaller than what we planned, but I believe it'll be alright. It's going to be under the table anyhow, so. But we do want it to look decent. Come off that pin. Alright, that repeated. And that repeated. That just happens to be 499 thousandths. So we'll come over 250. And lock our X down. Now each one of these blocks is a ½ inch thick. So we want to go in a ¼ inch. We'll do the same thing. And up just a hair. Zero. And it repeated. So we come in 100 thousandths for half the probe. Then we come in 250 thousandths. Alright. both axes locked now. I'm going to remove that pin, because I don't care to drill into that. Now for set screw here, we should be able to just step over a 1/2 inch for the other one there. Alright, sorry for it taking so long. I was second guessing myself there. But everything looks good. That cleared into our hole. Now we come back to our original 0. Alright, now we want to tap these. I have one 1032 tap left in the building, so I'm going to be very careful with it. I usually try to keep several of these small taps at the time, but comes a time when you, or at least when I break them, and that might power tap that, but I just don't want to take that chance. This is a 2-fluke spiral tap, so it should be a little stronger. It shouldn't have to back out either, as the chips are coming out the bottom. Alright, that is through. Let's go back to the 1/2 inch. Okay, now I'll put all this tapping stuff up, get the chips cleaned out of there, and we'll get set up to cut this radius on the end. Alright, I was about to get ahead of myself, and that's why I made notes as much as I did on this, laying in bed at night thinking about the procedures and what needed to come first. But I need to get this angle off the side right here before we cut the radius on the ends. So I'm just going to use a little angle block here, got it zeroed out, and you remember we calculated a while ago, or didn't calculate, we actually measured it with the protractor, and the 13 degrees is what we're looking for, thereabouts. I have this pin now, I have the 8mm pin in this end, and I have a 1/4 bolt over there. So we're looking for about 13 degrees here, about as close as we can. Can you see that in the camera? 13 degrees. Alright. Now we're going to mill down to our scribe line that we put in to begin with. So I believe I need to drop my head a little bit. Let's go down, Lee, not up. Alright, I have a 7/16 2 fluid end mill in here. And we're going to start and make several passes on this. I believe I'll engage the quill again for this. Just get us a starting point. Probably should have used the roughing end mill in this, but I had in mind that I was going to cut the radiuses next, and that's why I took this one out. but it's doing okay now. Alright, now I'm going to move back to the front. I'm getting very close to my mark now. That's looking very good. Alright, I am very happy with that. Clean off all of our chips. Now we want to do the same thing on this side. Get the quill back up out of the way. Be sure we're setting down on our pins. That's zeroed. Again, we're looking 13 degrees. Problem is, I got that first one at 13 degrees and I would have been happy to have been within a half a degree either way. And now I'm trying to get this one dead on 13 degrees. $13.1, I'm gonna live with that. Alright, and again we'll just start eating away on that, taking a little bit at a time, not wanting to jar anything out. Just be sure it's locked in the vise good. Alright, I'm happy with that. That's down to our line. Now we should have everything we need in the equipment right here to start cutting our radiuses. Now I have never done this before. I watched Dale in his video and it made it look so simple. So we're going to try it. Now what we want to do is get this level to begin with. That's why I wanted the 2-flute mill in there. Make it a little bit easier to line up. Alright, that will not rock at all there. That's, well, yeah, it will. That chip under there. Alright, that should be flat. So I'm going to zero out the Z right now, and then I'm going to back off just nowhere near that. Matter of fact, I believe just tightening it down would probably back it off enough. Okay. The vise is tight. We've got our height set on the Z-axis and locked down securely. I'm going to get a few tools out of the way here. Now we're going to loosen the vise just a little. As long as I keep those pins held down, keep this pin down on the vise jaws, I should be in business. And that faded out right to that edge. Just going to rotate that ever so slightly. There will be multiple facets on here, but I'm going to take it over to the belt sander when I get this done. Now what Dale did, he just kept moving it minute amounts around to remove the facets and then filed off, or to get it down to real small facets. I'm going to do this probably over on the belt sander. Again, the only thing I'm being real careful of, whoa, now that's exactly what I didn't want to do. Okay. I have a Bozo now, and that's going to take some cleaning up. It's taking too much at one time. Alright, tighten it down. just a little more. Again, being certain I'm staying down on the vice jaws. I hope you can see where this is going now. That's pretty much taking it right down to my line that we scribed on there. Okay, maintaining that same height. What we want to do now is simply turn it around and start the process over again. Being sure there's no burrs. Back off a little bit. I do not want to try to take too much at one time. Alright, that did not quite blend all the way to the end, and the entire reason for that, well, let me back up and say this method works fine. It works absolutely fine. If I'd had it tight in the jaws to begin with, I wouldn't have had that one Bozo, but we could, if we wanted to now, if we needed to. Let me get this pin out of there and show you what I'm leading up to. If they had left a point on this end down here, if our radius had been such that it left a point, we could have backed it in here just like this and done the same thing and curled that out. As it turns out with mine, I come up just a little bit short, and that's because of when I moved over this, I shorted myself 50 thousandths on that. So what I'm going to do, we'll go over there to the belt sander and I'm going to clean that up. I'm not going to try to carry the camera over there. That belt sander is just so loud that I don't think you get much out of it. These ends, the radius left on that is so minute, I can turn that on the belt sander as well. And I'll clean up that Bozo face right there too while I'm on the belt sander.